All right, here we are for a run and driving video of our killer 01 3/4 ton Suburban 4x4. It's got the big block 8.1 liter, which is super hard to find. You can see we got all the lights working. Running nice and smooth. We did an alternator and a battery last year at different times. This was our backup tow rig for quite a while. Got the, you can see it's running nice and smooth. Exhaust isn't shaking, no smoke. Tail lights working. License plate lights working. Hopefully you guys can see that with the bright sun here. And the windows go all the way down, of course. And they work from the master switch too. I don't think the rear doors were used too often. That one squeaks a little bit. So I'll throw some WD-40 on there. Let's see all the way down. Got your cup holders that fold down right here. Got your headsets. So you can see the buttons. I mean, that's one thing about this truck is all the buttons, you know, that just stand out to me, because any of you guys that know this generation of Tahoe, Suburban, Silverado, the buttons just wear really easy. Hopefully you can see the high heated seats work, and they don't trip out or anything and stop going. If you guys know this generation, if there's an issue with the heated seats, they'll click off. So you could do the locks work over here. This window just stopped going down. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's lack of use, but I can hear it clicking. But I don't think we'll have time to address that before the auction's over. So just keep that in mind. It's one thing that just happened. And the other video was working, so. Got a little bit of dust on it, the pollen from sitting here. You can see that we're kind of out in the farm country. And that works good. You can see both go from the master switch, and then I can hear it clicking, so it might be just a little stuck and just need to mess with it button and get the juice down, and then sometimes you can grease it up. So I'll go ahead and turn this off. You can see the gauge temperature starting to come up, but all these buttons are just, I mean, they're like, you know, it's, what is it, like 22 years old? You know, it's got 260,000 miles and it just pulls like super strong. If you haven't done any research on this 8.1 liter, it's like one of the few motors to, it's a killer marine motor. It's one of the few to do what they call the dock test, where I think they stick a boat up against a dock test and run it at a certain RPM, like I think for like 3 hours. And not many motors pass it, and the 8.1 is just one of the few. So you got your heated seats here. You can see, hopefully you can see low, high. You got your memory seats and all that stuff. Power mirrors. You can see they're working. Let's see here. So I'll move it around. Get your map lights. Come on. You get your, hopefully you can hear the rear AC and heat. Manual map lights, and of course the dome lights. You have your little vents here. You can see all the different lights come on. You know, I had the dome override light on before, so if you press that right here, like if you get your kids sleeping, and that's why I probably had it off. I use this for hauling when I have my kids, so the dome light won't come on when you open up the door. You have all your little plug-ins for rechargers here, which is really nice. Got a little cubby hole, put stuff down in here. These cup holders are phenomenal. Got your ashtray, it's never been smoked in. You can see it's really nice and clean. I'll turn this off. Hopefully you can hear the, all speeds work. You can barely hear it. There's medium. And then hopefully you can hear the blend door change. It gets real quiet on your feet. Makes a different pitch when you go to heat, but it's really warm out, so I'm gonna get off of that one. Stereo works nice. See all the seat works and everything. That's got new wipers front and rear. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the road here. E-brake was just replaced. You can see the light comes on. I'll put it into gear. It doesn't want to move, give some gas. Barely wants to move. So foot's not on the gas. Off with the e-brake and starts rolling. Of course the sunroof opens. No leaks. So all right, so we're in 4 high. It's just a shift on the fly system. You can just click it in and you're in 4 high. You can also go auto and it actually detects if you're in ice or snow. And if you want to go into 4 low, it's a little bit of a different process. You got to be in neutral. And it goes in nice and quick. And you'll feel it engage, and it barely moves. It's got a really nice 4 low. And it engages, you can feel it. It's a lot stiffer when you go around the corners, but obviously it's sunny out. So I don't want to wear on the 4-wheel drive system. You can hear it disengage. It's back into 2 high. It's nice to see that trans tamp's coming up. Not all of those work all the time. It's got a fresh oil change. It's getting super hot here. We've had some pretty crazy hot weather. So this little guy is starting to kind of melt on you. So I'm gonna put it down here. So it's got nice tight corners. Really nice tight steering. No binding, clicking, no ball joints or tie rod noises, no tinging sounds like you know, worn out shocks. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get out on the highway a little bit. Got really good power. I didn't show you the rear hatch works. I think I showed it in the other video. The glass will pop up and stay up, and you can do that from the keyless remote here. And it's got two different remotes, but there are 2 keyless remotes, you know, so for spare. So it's got 2 sets of keys. Your wipers work, but the rear tailgate stays up. The rear hatch stays up all by itself. The hoists are all good. This truck really doesn't need anything. All the little stuff works, which is the most amazing part about this thing. I mean, the seats are in really good shape. All the buttons. I mean, overall, it's in really good shape. You know, 4L80 transmission, which is bulletproof. But it's just really easy to drive. I mean, it just drives straight. The tires have a, you know, medium, you know, kind of like a nice all-terrain look. They don't look like a total highway tire, so they give the truck a good look, but man, they ride smooth. I mean, the truck just kind of glides. I mean, you let off the gas on this thing and it just goes. No check engine lights, anything like that. So we're gonna get out here on the highway. I did one thing I thought would be nice to do on this thing is a chip and an open air intake and maybe a nice Flowmaster exhaust. This thing would probably just rip. I mean, it's got a ton of torque. If you look up the horsepower and torque numbers, I mean, they're really close to a diesel, and you don't have all of the maintenance of a diesel, the more expensive fuel, the huge capacity cooling and oil systems. And it's just quiet and smooth, and that was my favorite part. So I was loading up a vehicle, it was just nice and quiet. If I had my kids, there was room in the back for them to play if I was looking at a vehicle. But as things have gone on here, I just haven't needed as much because they've been to school and stuff like that. So so here goes the cruise control, and I'm at 55 miles an hour. The light comes on and foot is off. Hopefully you can see that down there. It does have a Takancha brake controller, which is nice and it works good, but it's just a nice quiet drive. You go off the cruise control, hit the cancel, and then tow haul mode works. You just hit that. It does shift a little bit differently when you do tow haul mode, so it's always kind of nice to have it on there. They designed it, you know, if you're towing a trailer or boat or whatever, to have that. I can't remember if I did the wipers or not, but they're brand new wipers, so I don't want to smoke them out, but they work at all speeds. So trying to think of anything else. This is a no reserve rig. It's gave me 0 issues, you know, except for we had to replace the alternator a while back, and they did the battery shortly after that, just because it when it would sit, it would, you know, need a jump start if it sat for a while. So brand new battery, 0 starting issues now. So good luck, everybody. This is a really hard to find truck. they're not ever going to make, in my belief and from what everybody else thinks, a heavy-duty SUV like this again, especially the long wheelbase with a big block. I think this is the last big block that'll ever be in a vehicle. So kind of a unicorn here, and hope somebody really enjoys it.